Okay, welcome to a new project. We have here a 1999 Yamaha Blaster. And she is a little rough, just a little bit. So I picked this thing up on Facebook Marketplace, and it has kind of a weird story. I don't really know a whole lot about it. The guy I bought it from only owned it. He actually owned it for less than a day. Now here's where it gets funny. I was looking to pick up a new project on Facebook Marketplace. I was looking around and I found a Yamaha Blaster for sale. And I was like, hey, I can come pick it up tomorrow. And he's like, yeah, sure. And then I wake up the next day and the listing, he just he didn't mark the listing as sold, he just removed it. So I'm like, oh, well, maybe he didn't want to sell it. And later that day, I find a Blaster, another one, up. And I'm like, oh, cool. That almost looks like the one that I saw before. That's cool. I messaged the guy and he's like, yeah, come pick it up. And so I went and got it. And when I was there, I was kind of talking to him. I was like, yeah, I was going to buy one, but then the guy I don't know what he did. And he's like, oh, yeah, this is that. So this is the four-wheeler that was sold that I didn't get to in time. The guy literally owned it for not even 24 hours, and then he sold it to me. And I kind of overpaid for it, I think. I don't know if I necessarily overpaid for it, especially considering what Blasters go for in my area. People want like $1,500 for a quad that doesn't even have an engine in it, so maybe I didn't do that bad. But I paid $700 for this, which I think, just kind of looking at it now, I think was too much. The only thing I really looked at when I was there was if it had compression, which it does. It has good compression, and it does run. So, and there are Blasters on Marketplace right now where people want over $1,000 and they don't even run. So yeah, so just kind of going over it. 3 of the 4 tires are flat and they don't hold air. That one's flat. That one's flat. That one's flat. So all 3 of those don't hold air. That one holds air, but yeah, I did try to pump them up and they didn't hold air. Let's see what else. It does not have, so the main reason that I think he wanted to get rid of it was because no front brakes. And the rear brake is kind of really janky. And interestingly, this is a hydraulic rear brake. This is a Gen 1 Blaster. They had mechanical rear brakes. So someone at one point tried upgrading this. You can see there's a brake line here. There's a hydraulic caliper back there. Someone was trying to upgrade this, and I guess they just never really bothered to hook it up. So maybe I can get that brake to work. And then I guess they were going to try to put hydro front brakes on and just never put it back together, I guess. I believe this wire is for the Taurus system. I was doing a little bit of research. I've never owned a Blaster before. Pretty sure this is for the Taurus. That's the bypass. And then what else? It has I believe this is a DG front bumper. Someone at one point I think cared about this thing. It's got Moose Racing bars and grips. Clutch does work. I don't know if the light works or not. It has Nerf bars too, but they're not really hooked up or bolted down. So Yeah, the plastics are pretty rough too. I think they were painted over. I think the front plastics are blue. I think these ones are actually black. So, yeah, I don't know, I might strip the paint off that and maybe have black and blue, I don't know, because that paint doesn't really look that good. I think it has a aftermarket grab bar too. Kind of cool. And it has a FMF silencer on it as well. So yeah, it's not the worst thing in the world. Let's take the seat off here. No air filter. He did give me the cover for it though. That's actually, it's in my car right now. And these that plastics are just kind of not even on there. Oh man. Oh boy. Somebody cared about this thing at one point, and then I think they just kind of lost interest. It's kind of what it seems like to me. It has the oil injection deleted too, but they didn't bother putting a block-off plate on. They just sort of removed it and then said, "The heck with it." So yeah, it does start though. Let me show you guys that. So she does start up. Doesn't want to idle though. So I'm guessing the carburetor probably needs gone through. So yeah, I mean it does run and ride. It just obviously doesn't have brakes, so it's a little bit sketchy. And tires are flat. All three of the 4 tires are flat. So yeah, she needs a little bit of TLC. So, I guess we can maybe see if we can get this brake working, and maybe we can see what's left of the front brakes. It looks like some of it's still here. I believe this had mechanical drum brakes in the front. Looks like they're still there. Looks like that one's missing the cable. This one I think still has the cable. I know there's ways to upgrade this to hydraulic front brakes, but I don't really know if I'm gonna do that because from what I've researched, it's not exactly the most easy thing to do. I think you can get like a Warrior or Banshee spindle to bolt up to this, but then the ball joints, like, you have to modify that. So I don't know. Just seems like a lot of money, and I don't really know if I want to put it into this thing because it's kind of a beater. And especially if I'm gonna have to, unless I can like patch these tires, I'm gonna have to get new tires for it. That's it's gonna be quite a bit of money in of itself. But if I can just get the regular mechanical brakes to at least work, and then maybe we can get this hydraulic rear brake to work. Might have a little nice little beater quad here. So, Alright, let's see if we can get this back brake to work. Looks like it just isn't even hooked up. I don't know if we can just screw this in, maybe? Let's see. Okay, so I was playing with these adjustments here. I kind of got the back brake working. So, I mean, it kind of works. It's not like super powerful or anything. I don't know if it would really slow you down when you're actually riding it. It might. I don't know. That's pretty janky. Yeah, I don't know if I trust that. I don't know if I'd want to just be relying on that. But yeah, that's super janky on there. I don't think this is even really the right lever, brake lever. I think they make, I was looking online, I think they make like kits that are meant for this, because I think this is just off some other bike, or maybe it's even off a newer Blaster. Yeah, I don't think this is really meant for this quad, but I think they make like kits that are designed for this this quad. So I might get that, and then restore the cable front brakes. So then we'll have a hydraulic rear brake and then just the cable front brakes. And I think that would be fine for this. So let's start looking into those front brakes, see what's there, and what we're gonna have to probably order. Let's get this front tire off, see what we're dealing with here. Kind of interesting, those tires were on backwards. That's interesting. If anyone knows why that would be sure to let me know. That's weird. Anyways, looks like I don't know if the brake, I don't know if there's actually brake shoes in there or not. I think we'll have to take this off. I have to get this cotter pin off, and then this castle nut here. Let's get this cotter pin off here. Yeah, that cotter pin just snapped off there. Alright, looks like that's a 22 millimeter for that castle nut. Let's see if we can get this off of here. Washer. And is that another washer? This should just come right off here. And yep, there are absolutely no shoes in there whatsoever. So that's interesting. They, I'm not really sure what they were trying to do. Guess we are going to have to get a brake cable for this one and shoes for in here. They greased it too, which is interesting. It leads me to believe I think they just weren't going to have front brakes, but then they didn't finish, I guess. Who knows? Who knows? Things people do. But that drum is also really rusty. I think if we take like a Scotch Brite pad to that, I think that'll clean up. Alright, getting this tire off here. Breaker bar for this one. There we go. Well, that one came out nice and easy. Castle nut comes off. Washer here. And then this should come out. I don't know if there we go. That did not want to come out. Holy cow. Yeah. I think those are shot. Wow. Wow, that is wow, that is pretty bad. Looks like the wheel bearing just kind of came off. This piece just came off. So that's good. It's good that everything's just kind of fallen off of it. We need to get these off. That's just full of old grease and dirt. Wow, that is pretty bad. I don't even know if... Oh, there they came. Yeah, those shoes are done. Wow, Oh, they were pretty worn down too. Wow, this one was completely worn down anyway. Look at that. There's like no material left on there. Same with this one. Alright, so we're definitely going to need some new brake shoes because those ones are completely shot. And then we're also going to need the brake lever, and then also the cable that goes to this brake here. We're going to need that because it's missing. This one has it. So I don't know, we might be able to reuse this one. And then here's the cable that goes to the lever. So while we wait for that to arrive, let's start looking into the carburetor there. Alright, let's get this carburetor out of here. Get the seat off here. Might as well just take these off. Plastics off of there. That, no, yep, that just kind of comes right out. Oh my goodness, that wasn't even held on. It's just kind of hanging out there. Okay, let's see. Clamp here. Gas line here. Go. Holy cow. There we go. That slide out of there. Alright. Looks like he just blocked off the oil injection with a screw there. And then some gunk there. I believe this is like the TORS system. Pretty sure that's been bypassed though, because apparently it didn't work all that well. So yeah, let's start digging into this carb. Alright, let's take a look inside this carb here. These screws don't look too bad. Should come right out. Doesn't look too bad in there. A little bit of gunk at the bottom there. And then for a main here, looks like we got a looks like we're running a 230 for the main here. Let's get that jet out of there. Main jet's clear. Ah, there we go. Got my macro lens out for this. Yeah, we got a 230, and that is clear. So main jet's good. Get that off there. We've got, looks like we have a pilot down there. We got our float. Want to check on that pilot. Don't know if I have a screwdriver small enough to get down in there. I have a feeling that pilot jet might be clogged though, because it wasn't wanting to idle. That or the carb might have just needed adjusted. Let's see if we can get this float pin out of here. Using a little center punch. Alright, finally got that pin out that holds the float in. I ended up just lightly tapping on it with a small little punch, and it came right out. Alright, there's our float and our needle. Here's our needle. Needle feels okay. It's rubbery. Float's good. Float looks pretty good. Then we have our seat. Make sure that's clean. I have these pliers that have plastic. They have plastic on the jaws. I like to use that, especially on these like carburetor parts because they're brass. If you use regular pliers, you'll chew them up. Yeah, that looks good. O-ring feels okay. That pilot out of there, but I don't think my screwdriver will. No, it won't fit down in there. I'll have to get a thin screwdriver for that. Let's take this choke thing off here. Looks like we got an air screw here, so let's just see how many turns out it is. We'll turn it in. We'll count the number of turns here. Let's see. Wow, is that? Wow, that was turned all the way in. I can't get any turns on that. That's already seated. Well, that might be why it wasn't wanting to idle. Yeah, that would make sense. Turned all the way in. Yeah, that's turned all the way in. Wow. Huh. That's interesting. Okay. Huh. Ooh, I see some of the green goo. Oh yeah, there's some ethanol goop. Yep, that's from ethanol. Oh, ethanol. You are so terrible for carburetors. Alright, so I guess I'll whatever, I'll just leave that there. That screw's blocking off the oil injection. Yeah, I'm gonna blow this out with compressed air, and then I don't know, I might run it through the ultrasonic cleaner. I kind of like doing it just because it cleans up the outside, gets all the junk off the outside, makes it look a little better. Plus there's all kinds, I mean, I see some varnish down in there from ethanol, and there's a bunch of gunk right there too. So I'll probably put it through the ultrasonic cleaner. Alright, got the carb all back together, put it through the ultrasonic cleaner. It's looking a lot better. So for this, I'll probably just turn it to like 2.5 turns out. You know, we'll see where it runs best. And I never did actually find out what pilot jet was in there, because I didn't have a screwdriver small enough to get that in there. But if it runs fine, then you know, I'm not gonna really be too worried about it. And I'll have to get a screwdriver that can get pilot jets out. Okay, we got the carburetor back on the machine, and this just arrived in the mail. We have some brake stuff here. So we got a new brake lever here, cables. I think this came with an extra clutch cable too. Yeah, so there's the adjustments for the front brakes there. So yeah, I guess we can go ahead and get this installed onto the machine. Get this old perch off of here for the brake lever. There's the old one, it's off of there. Got our new used brake lever. We'll get that installed. It also came with its own perch here. We got a brake lever now. Alright, we're gonna have to get this plastic piece off so I can get to the brake cables and all that. Looks like there's a bolt there and then 2 screws on the side. So looks like we got 2 screws holding in this assembly here. This should just take this apart here. Should be able to disconnect the old cable. Another screw here. Okay, so looks like this one was cut. See that? Just cut that one off. But they left the other one for some reason. I don't really understand why. There's the old brake cable. Alright, got our brand, well not brand new, but new used brake cable here. So, probably just take this apart, hook it up here, and I'll hook the box up there, and then hook these up from there. Alright, got it disassembled here. Let's yeah, I guess we'll do it this way. Get this cable on here, and then we'll just work our way down. Alright, so as you see, it's routed from the brake cable, goes down there into this box, it breaks off into those two cables, which I have running down to where the brake drums are going to be. So I think I'll put some grease in there. It looks like there's a little bit of grease in there. Yeah, because that should probably be lubricated. So I'll probably put some grease in there, and then we can start working on the brake drums. Alright, so we just got the air filter and the brake shoes in the mail here. Get these out here. And then we'll leave our air filters in here. I decided to try one of these, I guess it's like a knockoff K&N filter. Mainly because you can use this without the cage, and the air filter cage from this was missing, and those are like ridiculous. It's like $20 on eBay for a piece of plastic, and I'm not paying that for that, so I'm like, well, we'll just try one of these out, and you know, better than nothing, I guess. And we got the shoes here. There we go, brand new. Another one here, so we will get everything hooked up here. Alright, so I'm just cleaning out the braking surface in the drum here with a piece of Scotch-Brite pad. So I'll get these cleaned up. Clean these off with the pad too a little bit. Get that rust off of there. Alright, so when I did drum brakes on my car last, I put anti-seize on all the contact points. Copper-based anti-seize. So I'm going to do that here, and if I'm making a grave mistake, I'm sure somebody will let me know. go. There it is right there. And I got my safety glasses on. I do not trust these springs. Would not want one of these to fly out and hit you in the eye. That would really suck. There they are. Alright, so you slide this spring over here. Then you gotta compress it down, which is easier said than done. And then this little clip here goes in, and that's what holds that spring in place. Then this smaller spring goes over this. Okay, got it all hooked up. Looks like it's working here. We'll do that. Pull the lever. Seems to stop here. Probably gonna have to play with this adjustment a little bit. Yeah. Seems to be working. Yep. Yep, so that is working. That was not fun to get on. I ended up having to adjust this lever, like the actual position of it, because it was adjusted. It was like sitting way too far out, so this couldn't reach without locking up the pads, or shoes rather. So that was a pain, but finally got it on, and it's actually working. One installed here. I just need to adjust it, and then yeah, she should be good. Still have to play with the adjustments, but looks like they're working pretty good, so that is good. So yeah, it's just the cable. You got a spring here, a little washer that holds it, and then this goes through, and then your wing nut goes here, which is for your adjustment. And then you can adjust your cable up here too. So I will play with that, and hopefully you can get these brakes working pretty good. And then hopefully we can take it for the first ride. I also went ahead and lubed up all the cables with some of this dry lube here. Does say cables on the back, so should be good. I read that one of the reasons these brakes never work good is because people don't lube them, they don't keep up with them. So hopefully if we lube up these cables and get them adjusted right, these brakes should work pretty good. Got our new air filter installed.
It's leaking oil really bad. See that? That's fresh oil coming out of there. Well, that's not good. Oh, that's not good. Oh man, this thing just keeps getting better and better. She goes pretty good though. I've never ridden a two-stroke quad before, and that really, well actually no, that's not true. My Polaris that I just did is a two-stroke. But I don't know, that wasn't, this is like way quicker. Way more pickup than that thing had. But yeah, the brakes work though, which was the main thing I wanted to test. Brakes are working. And yeah, unfortunately though, we have an oil leak somewhere. It might just be a gasket. Hopefully it's not coming from the case halves, because that's transmission oil, or oil for the transmission, because this is a two-stroke. Huh. It's not wanting to run without the choke either. So I don't know if it's because we don't have a clamp on here, or crank seals might be bad. It's pulling in air. It's pulling in air from somewhere. It's only wanting to run on choke. Revved out all the way though. So we still have quite a bit to do on this thing. Well, first ride was, catch my breath here, whew, semi-successful, in the fact that our brakes are working. At least the front ones are. That back one is still super crappy. But we have an oil leak somewhere in the transmission area, which is not good. It is a fast and active leak. I mean, fresh oil just pours out of there. Oh man, that's not good. So I don't know where it's coming from. I haven't really looked into it. I just saw it when I was riding it. So yeah, and then it's gonna need new tires, because none of them hold air except for one of them. Might as well just get 4 at that point. And it's still missing like a ton of plastics and screws, and like I think there's a piece here, there's like stuff here that's missing, stuff there. The headlight's not working. It's missing the like the heat shield here for the exhaust. Back brake is jank. Plastics look like crap. Seat's actually kind of decent. Just a couple little rips. Oh boy. I'm kind of regretting buying this. I definitely overpaid for this thing. I didn't think it'd be this bad. I thought the engine was at least solid. Oh well, all we can do is try to fix it and learn something along the way, and just try to make the best of it, I guess. The thing's a ton of fun though, I gotta say. I only went up and down the yard a couple times, because then I saw the oil leak, so I didn't want to keep riding it. But yeah, the thing goes pretty quick. It's got a lot of pickup. It's a lot faster than my Polaris two-stroke over there. Really, really quick. So this could be a really fun four-wheeler if, you know, we could get it not leaking oil and all that. Yeah, it's not wanting to run without choke either. So it's pulling in air from somewhere. I don't know if it's the air box over here. I have a feeling it might be like the crank seals or something like that. We will see. Anyways, stay tuned. There will be a part 2 on this, obviously. It's far from finished. So, thank you guys for watching, and thank you for subscribing. stay tuned for part 2 on the 1999 Yamaha Blaster. The clapped out Yamaha Blaster. Overpriced, clapped out Yamaha Blaster. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you all later.